Hey, this is Chris Spiker. I'm Aaron Goldstein. We are here with Samantha from Lucky Luke's. Hey, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you very much for having me today. I appreciate it.
What do you think about being a member of the Chamber of Commerce?
Oh, we have a good time. My husband and I, who own Lucky Luke Brewing, have been born and raised in the Antelope Valley, and so we always try to give back whichever way that we can.
Don't tell me you were in the second grade and I came to a career day.
Probably not. No, certainly not.
That's a great line, though, isn't it? So where is Lucky Luke's?
Our brewery and tap room is off of Avenue O between 10th Street West and Sierra Highway. And that is where we brew. That's our production facility. That's where we brew. And like I said, we also have a tap room. No kitchen there, but you can bring in your own food, or we have food trucks, usually 5 to 6 days a week. We have a food truck on our patio.
And the parking is awesome.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
You got a big parking lot.
Uh-huh.
There's no one else there at night, right?
Correct.
The motorcycle shop is closed.
Exactly,
You
yeah.
can park in the street against the curb.
Yep.
Not in the middle.
Absolutely. And we are in the process of opening up our second location on Lancaster Boulevard.
Yeah. You're taking over for a brewery that was on the boulevard?
Correct.
Good
Well,
spot.
not taking over, but moving in.
Moving in.
They closed down, and so we jumped on the opportunity to expand our business and to grow in Lancaster.
Smart move.
Yeah, and there we will have a kitchen. So it's actually
yeah.
going to be a brew pub. So we will brew on site there as well. But we will have a kitchen. We have a head chef who has some really amazing things up her sleeve, and we can't wait to share it with everybody.
I've had friends visit from Los Angeles, and we walk on the boulevard at night for dinner and entertainment, and they're like, wow, I never,
Right.
this is a well-kept secret going
Right.
on here. It's amazing.
Well, and it's really fascinating. I think that for us, because we're in such an isolated location where our brewery is, because if we don't get foot traffic. I mean, if you come to us, you are there with an intention and you know how to find us. And so once we started construction, before we had put up all of the things on the windows so that people couldn't see, and we were amazed at how many people come up to the door to shake it to try to come in, and like, oh, I guess they're closed, and walk away. The foot traffic is
being
nuts.
naive, but how does that happen?
How
How do
does-
people find you? Because and they do.
Right? Yeah, they do. People love their beer.
So you serve the military crowd.
Yeah, we serve everybody. I
Everybody.
mean, our biggest clientele, we do get an influx of aerospace.
Right.
Every other Thursday when they have that Friday off, we kind of have it down packed now. That's why we always have food trucks on Thursdays as well. And so we get, for everybody kicking off their weekend. But we serve everybody. We're open 7 days a week. We do different things. Tuesdays we do free trivia. Wednesdays we do vinyl night. Like I said, Thursdays we have a big aerospace crowd there.
Gotta have a theme.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me the thing about the pennies again.
Well, the pennies, it's funny because my husband and I, like I said, we own it, and we were at a bar in Santa Barbara who had a beautiful copper top bar, and it was just gorgeous. So when
Copper top.
and when it came time for us to build the brewery, I was like, oh, can we do a copper bar? It's so pretty, and it's just beautiful. And we looked into it, and they were obscenely expensive to do what we wanted to do. So he said, well, we've got Lucky in the name. What if we do all heads up pennies, and then we can, do a coating over it? And I said, oh, sure. So it was really fun for like the first, 6 hours. And then it got really monotonous.
Yeah.
We could probably have more in that bar, especially the
Copper
first
would have
one.
been cheaper.
Yes, exactly. It would have been much cheaper. I could have had 2 copper top bars for what we poured into that one. And then you kind of forget. I think it's kind of like having a baby, where you forget how much hard work it is.
Right.
And we were like, oh, we're going to do it again in Lancaster. And
Wow.
we did. But
Oh, you did?
we did.
I'm gonna go see this.
Yeah, it turned out even better in Lancaster because we're professionals at it now. So the entire bar top is all heads up pennies, and there's one lone tails.
And if you find it, you get a free soda.
High five.
High five.
When we first opened, we used to do free beers
Yeah.
for like the first week, but then people would come in multiple times.
It's over here.
Yeah. So.
What have you learned being in business for a couple of years here?
Oh goodness,
Has it been 2 years?
It's actually, we're going on our 4th year.
4th year.
Yeah, we
Why
just
did you
celebrated
learn?
3 years in December. I think that because we're born and raised, we've really learned the importance of community, the amount of people that come out and support us and give back to us when we give to them has been really just a beautiful thing. And so we really love that part about being in business. You kind of know how hard it is to work with people, but you don't really realize that until you have a staff of people. You know, that's what everybody says is the hardest part of business, but we're very fortunate in the fact of we've got a great team.
Good people collect good staffs.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
Yeah.
So
Look in the mirror.
we've got
Check
got a great staff, so I can't complain one bit.
And neither can your crew.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I would think most of your customers, your clients, are going to be pretty happy type people.
Yeah, for the most part. And it's really cool. We try to promote to come and celebrate with us, and we want to share life's moments with you and that sort of thing. And so we have a ton of parties, birthday parties, retirement parties, any kind of celebration. We really focus on trying to gain relationships with our customers just because why not, you know? So we try to be everybody's go-to place for that celebratory beer that they want to have, even if it's, you know, whether it's a birthday or an anniversary or just you got through the week.
So they have a big party and they can use your inside or outside?
Sure,
Bring
yeah.
their own food and cake?
Exactly. Yeah, we have a really large patio. We are in the process of trying to revamp it a little bit just because it's so dang hot here. So we usually use our patio for the larger parties. We host a lot of high school reunions out there, a lot of
So you're thinking about more
get-togethers.
shade and
Yeah, we do cornhole out there. So actually
that's where you're throwing something?
yeah, the cornhole bags. So it's like a bean bag that you
Safer
throw
than
in.
darts, I hear.
Absolutely. So we have the AV Cornhole League. They're actually going to be coming back to our place in May.
The league? Aaron, did you hear about that?
They have a whole league.
This would be something you could let her in, pal.
There you go.
He's old enough, he's got his ID.
Good.
Do you check ID over there?
Yeah, well, we have to.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Trick question. Location is Avenue O.
Avenue O, between 10th Street West and Sierra Highway, and open 7 days a week. Open in the afternoons during the week. On Fridays and Saturdays, we open at noon. Saturday and Sundays, we open at noon. Fridays, we open at 2 p.m. And we're open later on the weekends. We're open till midnight on Friday and Saturday nights.
How many beers?
Oh, at any given moment, we have anywhere between 12 to 16 different types of beers. And they're seasonal, and so we have like a good solid 5 that we keep on tap at all times just because they're people's favorites. Like we always have a blonde, we always have our oatmeal stout, we always have our IPA.
Redhead.
What was that?
Redhead?
A red ale?
Red ale.
Those ones kind of come in and out.
They're
So it
seasonal.
depends on the season, yeah.
You make your own beer?
Yes.
All of it?
All of it.
No
Every part of
Budweiser?
it. No Budweiser.
Oh,
Nope.
sorry.
Independent beer all the way. We are part of a group called the Los Angeles Brewers Guild. So because we're in LA County, the Los Angeles Brewers Guild is a collective group of all of the independent breweries in LA County. And I serve on that board of directors. I'm actually serving my second term. This second term, I am our vice president for the guild. We get together about every other month. We get all the breweries together and we talk about, you know, new legislation that's coming down the pipeline, anything that we need to be aware of, any kind of issues that have come up for other, you know, our fellow breweries. So it's really a great place to learn from people and to grow within the industry.
So you're not alone.
Yeah, we're not alone. When we first started the guild, we were like the 35th brewery in LA County, and now I believe that we are up to 89 breweries in
Is
LA
that too
County.
many?
I don't think that it's too many. We're in a little bit of an isolated area here in the Alt Valley, to be honest with you. But I think that there's plenty of beer to go around. There's still a lot of education that's to be had on independent beer and craft beer, and the artisanal aspect of it. And so it's a lot of having to convert people, or even just like sharing with them what it is that we do and our passion and our love for providing you with this amazing product. And so it's really about just sharing our story and sharing why it is that we do what we do to get people to choose to drink independent beer versus Budweiser.
So they don't just come in and say, I'll take that one, and you go, here it is. they get a conversation, you tell them a little about the beer.
Absolutely. It's definitely an experience. We try to make an experience. Every Friday we do $2 off taster flights. And so you can come in, you can get a flight of beer that is 4 different beers, and you choose which ones you want.
$2 off price.
There you go. And we'll kind of walk you through it. So if you are a particular beer style drinker, we can kind of lean you towards what you would enjoy the most.
Do you ever converted anybody to a different type of beer?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
You wouldn't believe how many people that I come in that are like, oh, I don't drink beer, I only drink wine. And our oatmeal stout is really good for wine drinkers because it's heartier, it's got some chocolate notes in it, it's a little bit of a richer flavor that wine lovers can appreciate. And so it's funny because I get people who are like, oh, I don't drink beer. And then they walk away with this big dark thing and they're like, look at me. Look at what I'm drinking.
I found a beer that I like.
Yeah. So it's fun. It's a great experience. Like I said, we try to make everybody who walks through our doors, we try to make an experience for them, and just have a good time.
It is an experience. My high school reunion just happened last year. We went to one of the breweries, and people they're from Phoenix.
Yeah.
So we don't have anything like this.
Yeah,
Welcome to the Antelope
absolutely.
Valley.
Absolutely.
30 seconds. What else do you want to talk about?
I guess I should just remind everybody to keep their eyes out for Lucky Luke Brew Pub on Lancaster Boulevard. Our grand opening should be the end of April, and so we will be soft opening and doing some final touches to our recipe development within the next couple of weeks, and grand opening the end of April for Lucky Luke Brew Pub on the Boulevard.
We've been talking with Samantha from Lucky Luke's. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.